Well, hello everybody, and today I just thought I'd show you how we go about filming a vlog, a video blog. That this is. It's a been a nice, really sunny day today, and just clouding over. And today I've actually set up 2 cameras. So we've got the this is pretty much the new setup. I'm recording on this one, which has that's the Panasonic Lumix G80, and I'm actually filming myself filming on this one. So this is the Lumix G7 over here, and you can see from this that when I'm speaking to this camera, I've got the Joby Gorilla Pod down here, and the mic set up on top with the wind guard. Some people in the industry call that a dead cat. Sometimes the camera gets a little bit heavy, so I have to switch arms because my shoulder starts to ache. But hopefully the image stabilization on the G80 is way better than the other camera that we've got set up over here. Now that camera is filming us filming, and you know, that's pretty much what we do. So you can see that the well, you can see that the microphone on top is picking up the sound. I'm hoping that well, I'm going to run this footage on the G7 and this footage on the G80 using the same soundtrack. I am recording sound on the G7 as well, but I'm mostly facing away from the G7, as you can see, and you know, we can walk around with this. However, when we've got other things to do, like I need 2 hands to do stuff, I normally would use the tripod, and here's the tripod we use that the G7 is stood on, and you can see that that is filming now. The tripod's pretty sturdy. It's a Manfrotto tripod, so all pretty good. But as we go sort of wandering around, I need to make sure that I'm always facing the camera, so that the sound will be picked up by this microphone on top. And what our intention to do is for the near future and going onwards with the vlogs is to continue with this camera, the G80, and to swap out the Rode Video Micro that we use on top for the Rode Filmmaker wireless lavalier mics, or lapel mics some people call them. So we'll have a mic clipped on, and that'll run down to a body pack that we'll just clip on our belt, and there'll be a receiver on top of the camera that will be wirelessly linked to the body pack, and then sound will go from here right back to the camera. So that well, let's just switch it over and just show you what the sound quality is like, because we've got the same camera set up with the same microphone on the G7. So it's still the Rode Video Micro. So let's just switch over to the G7 footage. I'm pretty far away from it now. Let's show you how far away. So that's the G7 just there. Now I'm going to switch to the G7 sound. So I'm maybe about 10 feet away from the video from the G7 at the moment, recording, well, the sound levels really, and I can see that the sound levels have dropped away, and as I get closer and keep that volume the same, the sound level really pops. So that's why we're going to go for the wireless microphone, so that we can actually walk away from the camera and not have to keep carrying it around to be close to it. You know, because if we're further away from it and we want to give you a wider shot but still give you some decent sound, that'll be the way we're going to do it. So radio mics, it's going to be will both be mic'd up, which will make it easier. There is a bit of kit that I need to put in between to mix those two sound sources down into one, so that they'll go into the camera. Now the camera, let me just show you the mic input on the G7. So we've got the G7 here. This is just a pretty standard setup. We've got the microphone on top, that's a Rode video mic, with the sound input on the side. But you'll notice there's only one mic input. It's a stereo mic input. So what we're going to have is two radio mic receivers popped onto the top of the camera, and then we'll need to mix those two sound sources together and put them into that single camera input. Well, that's how we make our video blogs. The setup is pretty simple. Let me just show you. I'll show you the G80 setup filmed from the G7, and this is what we do right now, and this is how we carry the camera around. So you can see the G80 is set up pretty much the same. It's got the same mic on top. It's got the same sort of stereo mic input over here. The new design just gets in the way of the screen a little bit. So we have the screen flipped round so we can see it, but I also carry it on this Joby GorillaPod, and this is the 1K GorillaPod kit, and it comes with a nice sort of adjustable ball head, so that you can undo it like that and then twist it around to get it level, so that just sort of swings through, and then you can tighten it up. The good thing about the GorillaPod is that it's so flexible. You can actually almost connect it to anything. So if you do want a steady stand to put your camera somewhere, I've used these for years and years and years, and you can actually just wrap them around a lamppost or a metal fence or a railing or a gate, and get a good solid stand to put your camera on. Yeah, so back on the G80 footage now. Yeah, that's how we do it. It's all pretty simple. You know, you don't need a massive bit of kit. Some simpler bits of kit. You know, a GorillaPod with an iPhone on top and a video mic me to go into the iPhone would do the same job as this Lumix G80, and you can just see how good the footage is off of a smartphone. It's very good indeed. I use this camera because I quite like to have a proper camera while I'm out. It feels better. I like to carry it around, and I can take good still images and so on. And I like the flip around screen, and I hate it when I'm filming and the iPhone rings because someone's phoning me or a text message comes in. That's an annoying thing about using a phone when you're trying to do some decent footage. Anyway, that's that for now. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope that will encourage all of you guys out there to maybe think about setting your own blog up and doing a bit of filming for yourself. If you do, or if you have a channel, put the channel link in below, or let us know what it is. I think the comments on YouTube are a bit weirdy sometimes if you put links in, but if you just put your channel name in, then we can give you a shout, or come over and subscribe to you too. Which brings me on nicely to that old thing. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do, and give us a thumbs up. And really importantly, I'd love it if you could share this video on YouTube, and share the video on YouTube. Yeah, do, if you can. Share it on Facebook and on Twitter too. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye for now.